Rise and shine, superstar. You're watching Provoking Purpose with Lele and Nsibande.
Rise and shine to all my stars and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, today I'm a bit dolled up, a bit dressed up. I decided that, you know what, the diary entries are amazing, but girl, boy, we can't go on like that. Just only that, everything is amazing in moderation. So I will be continuing with the diary entries, but it'll just be like probably one a week. I'm hoping to do one a week, and I just want to use those kind of videos to reflect upon my week and my life and things that I go through, things that I read. Those are great experiences for me, and I do love to share them and unpack them in a very informal manner. So I do think that is like a great way to go about that. But then also I think it's important to unpack strategies and steps that can help not only you but me walk better in my purpose and actualize into the best version of myself, which is exactly what we do here. I'm so rude. So I have legit had a mouthful to say and I haven't even introduced myself. If you are new to this channel, my name is Lele Nsibande, and on this channel we focus on all things purpose, vision, and personal excellence. You know, so if you are into that kind of content, or if you are interested in becoming a higher version of yourself, this is definitely the place to be. So before we get into this video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Alright, so today's video is something that is actually very relevant, and if you are following the flow of my channel, you can actually feel the energy, and I think like this video is just so appropriate. The next two videos actually, so this is going to be a two-part. Part one, we're going to talk about the truth versus the expectation of walking in your purpose, and then in part two we are going to speak about how to find your essence and how to actually walk in your purpose in your distilled version as your best self. So if you are questioning, or if you are looking into finding out how to become more of yourself, definitely look out for next week's video and continue watching this video. Okay, so I'm gonna kick this video off with a hardcore news flash. Baby girl, baby boy, nobody, absolutely nobody, has a perfect walk in purpose. Most people are actually just stumbling. In fact, not everyone is just stumbling. Everyone is just figuring it out as they go, because nobody has lived life before. It's everybody's first time being 21 and 22 and 23 and 24. So I definitely want to, if you're feeling that pressure of I don't know how to do this, I think it's better to just not do it at all, because I feel like I'm making a fool of myself. Breathe, exhale, understand that you are not alone. I am still figuring it out, absolutely, and it is hard every single day. I'm like, wait, I thought it was like this, and now it's like this. I thought it was like this, and now it's like this. You know, every single day you are being challenged. Your identity and your essence is being challenged by your environment, and you're realizing what you love and what you hate, what you believe in and what you don't, every single time opposing ideas, or every single time ideas come into your space, be it through conversations with people, be it through posts on Instagram, be it through, I have no clue, and a conversation on the taxi to go buy lunch. You know, you're always constantly interacting with different people in different people's worlds, that it's really hard to quickly define yourself. You know yourself as in, I know what I like, and I know what I would like to look like, and I don't know how to get there, but I'm figuring it out. Every single day is a quest to find yourself and to find a version of yourself that you can be proud of. And I think that's like the most important thing. Before we get into the video, this is the most important thing I want people to know, is that it's about finding a version of yourself that you are proud of. Not that is perfect, not that is perfect to other people, not that is better than other people. No, it's about finding a place in yourself where you feel comfortable walking. When I thought I was going to walk in purpose, I'd like to think of it as there are these lyrics from a Beyonce song, Bigger by Beyonce, from the Lion King soundtrack album. And she says, step out your estimate, step in your essence, and know that you're excellent. Rise. And I was like, yes, that's exactly how it's gonna go. I'm gonna step in and step up and just rise. And really, like, I don't believe that those lyrics are incorrect in describing the process of walking in purpose, but I do think that they are time lapsed. And I think it's important to not be so hard on yourself to want to like check the list, like step out my estimates. Okay, I don't believe that I am all my limiting things from the past. Step in your essence. Okay, I am the real me right now. Step in your excellence. Okay, I'm excellent. And then you start rising. It doesn't happen like that. There are a lot of stumbles in between. There are a lot of small steps in your journey where you're basically just unlearning a lot of your childhood traumas, which is what I want to like emphasize on that, because I think especially this year, the more I interacted with new people, the more I realized how a lot of my behavior comes from my trauma as a child, and that sometimes I'm actually bleeding on people who did not even have anything to do with my wound. Hectic, okay? And it takes a lot of strength to be able to be honest with yourself, to be able to acknowledge the fact that you're not ready to rise yet, because you're still in a place where you still need to heal before you can step out your estimates. You're still believing that you're not good enough for certain things. You're still believing that you're not worthy of intimacy with certain people. You're still believing that a lot of people cannot possibly truly love you because you have nothing valuable to offer. You know, all of those limiting beliefs about yourself cannot go with you to where you are trying to go. They cannot operate on the level of which your purpose is. Like, you can't be like, I want to be a world leader, but you're still a sheep in your heart. And there are things about your past that cause you to shrink yourself and be a sheep every time the opportunity to lead comes. How can God trust you with that position of leadership if you aren't a leader yet? You know, and it's about that yet. It's about understanding that it's going to take time. It's going to be a process. It's going to be stumbling blocks. It's not going to be 1, 2, 3, walking in purpose, look at me. No, it's going to be a lot of tears. I remember there was a time I spoke to my friend and I was just like, I feel so dark inside. I just went through this time in my life this year, actually recently, where I just felt so dark inside, because I felt like, whoa, I've put in so much work into healing from recent relationships, and every single day I just realized how much more work there still is to be done. How the deeper I go, the more demons I still need to fight. And that's a difficult truth to swallow. It's a difficult truth to engage about yourself, because we all want to believe that we are God's beautiful gift to the world, and that any person who comes into our life is just blessed and highly favored to be able to experience us. But that's not the truth. We have our flaws. We do have our flaws. And as I think women, we have this desire to always want to be perfect. We always want to show up as our best version of ourselves everywhere we go. And what I've realized is the more time you allow people to see into you, the more deeper relationships you have, the more of your truth is revealed. Remember, to a person you just met, they can perceive you any way you portray yourself. If you come up to them confident and smile and walking in your feminine energy, they will believe you are a feminine queen who is just radiant and walks in her goddess energy. But if that person takes the time to sit with you and hears how you talk about yourself in your jokes that you make, when you start making jokes about how you don't think you're beautiful, and how when you're under pressure, how you just crumble, and they can see how you're not as resilient as you portray yourself to be, those are truths that nobody likes to deal with because they are truths that you cannot deny. And dealing with that version of yourself is what is the hard work that will kind of keep you in the foundation phase of walking in your purpose. In order to build a tall building, you need to go deep. You need to dig a deep foundation and do that foundational work. I say this all to say that it's not an easy process. It's not as fun as it sounds to just step out your estimate and step in your essence and step into your excellence and then rise. Like, your essence is a version of yourself that has to go through process, and I want you to know that you're not the only person who has to go through that process. We all have trauma. We all were screwed up by our parents, not because they hated us, or at least most of us, not because they hated us, but because, you know, they were doing the best that they could with all that they had available to them, and they thought that they were creating the perfect human being based off of what they needed as children from their parents, you know. And it's going to be the same way when you have your children. So you just have to understand that you just have to stop rushing to rise and take the time to take that step, that first step, to look at yourself in the mirror and say, what am I going to work on today? All I have is today. What can I work on today? Okay, I get angry really quickly when people don't do the things that I want them to do the way that I want them to do it, because I already envisioned it in my mind. Well, it's not because I'm a terrible person. It's just because I had a vision of how I wanted it to turn out, and I'm frustrated at the fact that it's not coming out the way that I want it to be. Well, how can I articulate that in a way that is still respectful to people? How can I articulate that in a way that is still loving and caring for the people that I want to preserve in my life? Those are things that you can do every single day to walk in your purpose. It seems completely unrelated, but remember, in order for you to become that person, all of you needs to transform. You can't just say, I'm going to transform in my career and the rest of me can just remain the same, because then you have an unbalanced life and you will be unfulfilled. Now, I feel like I've already basically articulated what it truly is like to walk in your purpose, but I just want to, reiterate it through a quote by Kevin Hart. Well, it's not actually a quote, it's just something I heard him say when people were, I think it was Joe Rogan, was asking about his journey as a comedian and finding his voice as a comedian, finding his flow and his gift that actually showed up in the world the way he had dreamed for it to show up. And he spoke about how the process of walking in it is just throwing shit at a wall and waiting for something to stick. This is what I was speaking about in the beginning of the video, that if you can see the flow of the channel, you can see that it's basically me throwing shit against the wall and seeing what is most comfortable to me, what is most true to my essence, what is most true to what I see in my mind and feel in my spirit. And obviously it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen today, it's not going to happen tomorrow, but it will happen. And my only responsibility is to continuously show up and give everything that I'm able to give in that moment. And you owe it to yourself to do the exact same thing. If you want to sing the best song that you can sing right now, and tomorrow do the same thing, because eventually something will stick. Eventually you will get it right, but it's with those reps. It's in those reps that you get better. You don't just get better doing it once and then waiting to see results like some people in the gym. It doesn't work like that. You have to put in the effort. You have to feed your gift. You have to feed yourself and your mind, and you have to learn from your failures and your mistakes, and just acknowledge that it is an experience and a journey, and it's not going to happen in 3 bars of a song. It's not going to be step out your estimate, step in your essence, step in your excellence, rise. Life is long. Life is really long, and it requires you to continuously show up for yourself in order for you to have the life that you truly want and desire. So with that said, I will see you in part 2 of the Provoking Purpose videos. I don't know what to call them yet. I will see with the title when I'm uploading the videos. But I will see you next week in the new video, and I will also be seeing you in the diary entry. It'll probably come out on Sunday. Have a good week, guys. I love you.